Thousands of households and businesses in Metro Manila are scrambling to store water amid recent interruptions. Is there enough supply of water in the country? Well, joining us right now, National Water Resources Board Executive Director Sevilio David. Good morning, sir, and thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Now, a lot of businesses, residents, and even hospitals have been affected and complaining about the recent water interruptions. What are your thoughts on this, and what may have been the root cause of the water interruptions for residents in Metro Manila?
Yeah, as far as the NWRB is concerned, I think the problems that we are facing now is a little bit localized, no? Mainly on the consumers of Manila Water area. And Manila Water has been also using La Mesa Dam as one of its water source, wherein at this moment the water level at La Mesa Dam is a little bit lower than 69 meters, wherein I think this lowering of the La Mesa Dam might be due, no, to the effect of the El Nino, which started, I think, late last year in December.
Well, when I spoke to the spokesperson of Manila Water yesterday, I asked her if the allocation from Angat Dam for Manila Water is enough, and she said actually it is not. Right? What's the solution then? I guess it's to look for other sources of water, but how immediate a solution is this? Because it'll take time, right, to also lay the infrastructure to get that water from the new source to the customers.
Yeah, right now the current level of Angat Dam is around 200 meters elevation, and then this is more than 20 meters higher than the what we call a minimum operating of 180 meters. And with this current level, I think we can assure or secure the water supply requirement of NWSS and even the irrigation for Bulacan and Pampanga provinces. In as much as we wanted to accommodate additional allocation for NWSS, I think it will also depend on the capacity of the system within NWSS to accommodate additional water that can be distributed or distributed to the consumers of Metro Manila.
Okay, so both Manila Water and MWSS said that their non-revenue water, or the water that's lost from leakage, is at about 11%. And that's an acceptable world standard figure. Would you say that that figure is accurate, or could Manila Water be losing more water because of a poor infrastructure?
I think this 11%, I think it's what NWSS has been saying in Manila Water. I think that's fairly reliable. However, I think if we can further improve on that, although it's let's say it's a world or global standard, but I think if we can further improve in reducing the non-revenue water, that will also entail additional water source, because if you save some water from the improvement or efficiency of your system, it will entail additional water supply also.
How are water prices going to be affected by this shortage?
I think on our part, we cannot comment on that because it's NWSS who's regulating the water prices, particularly for Metro Manila.
Okay, now La Mesa Dam's water level is, as we know, falling below the critical mark, and other dams are also reaching a critical level in the coming weeks or months, and we're experiencing the El Nino, the dry spell, and rains are not going to come until May or June. Are we seeing a water shortage beyond Metro Manila? Because you said for now it's localized, but is it going to spread out to the provinces?
As far as the Angat Dam is concerned, I think we can sustain the requirement of Metro Manila, including the provinces of Bulacan and Pampanga irrigation areas. However, I think we have to consider the possible effect of this El Nino phenomenon, the weak El Nino advisory from Pag-asa, which they perceive to be extended until the months of May or July. And I think we have to consider that in order to sustain the water supply from the reservoir, particularly Angat Dam. And I think there's a need to manage the level of these dams to secure some requirements of water for various sources.
Now, on your part as the regulators, what else can you do to help really improve or rather alleviate this problem?
I think on our part, for Metro Manila, for example, we can identify some possible alternative sources also. Like in this case, we might consider identifying some backup wells or deep or groundwater sources that can be tapped as additional water sources. And likewise, we might have to identify some rivers, nearby rivers in Metro Manila that can also be tapped as additional water sources in case this this situation further aggravates.
Speaking of aggravation, so many people are really suffering from this water shortage and complaining about it. What are the guidelines for making the proper announcements and, sharing the proper information with the public? And are there penalties for not doing that?
I think it's the responsibility of the operators and properly inform the public, or particularly the consumers, and provide sufficient time for the consumers to prepare in case of interruptions.
In your view, did Manila Water properly inform their customers?
I think they've been doing some providing some advisories prior to interruptions, but I think it's a question: how do we implement those operationalize those interruptions?
Right. I think the complaint was they did issue advisories, but the times that were indicated were not followed, right? Now, is there a possibility that we can divert the allocation or some of the allocation of Maynilad from Angat Dam and give it to Manila Water just temporarily to address the shortage? Is that a possibility or no because of the previous agreement?
I think it will depend on NWSS who's regulating or managing the distribution of the water that's coming from Angat Dam. In our case, we are open to considering any additional allocation as long as the water level of the dam permits, because we have to also protect the level of the dam to sustain the requirements. And likewise, if the capacity of their system will allow also.
All right. Looks like we still have a lot of work to do, and looks like this problem is not going to be solved in the immediate term.
Yeah, I think we agree, but for now, I think our consumers can also help us, or ease up the situation in the proper use of the water, be responsible in our use of our water, and recycle if necessary, and if possible, try to conserve water.
Absolutely. Okay, thank you very much. That was NWRB Executive Director Sevilio David.